Welcome to Foundation and Family, the Erica Diaz Show, where real estate wisdom meets family life. I'm Erica Diaz, here to share stories, insights, and inspiration for building homes and nurturing hearts. Let's dive in together. Hey, everybody, I'm Erica with Foundation and Family. Welcome to our podcast today about the Sheriff's Foundation here in Central Florida. Now, today we have the pleasure of speaking with Eric Sergi, and I am so incredibly honored to have you with us today. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my profession is home building. I'm lucky and fortunate to be part of Maronda Homes. I'm the regional vice president for the Central Florida area, and I'm also the president of the Orange County Sheriff's Foundation.
Perfect. So, Obie?
Yes, I'm your husband,
Yes, he is.
and I too sit on the board of the Orange County Sheriff Foundation.
Yeah. Well, today we want to talk about what the Sheriff's Foundation does and how it kind of ties into real estate. Well, obviously, I know both of these fellas, and owning a real estate team here in Central Florida, partnering with the VP of Maronda and FBC, and then, of course, my husband, I was invited to join the board this past year. And I immediately said yes because I love fundraising. I love giving back, and it's something that we are quite passionate about. So I immediately said yes. And then I had to fill out an application, got a background check. They approved it. And here we are. I got inducted a few weeks ago. So now I am
I don't know how you
officially a
got approved
member.
on that background check.
Yeah, I don't know either. Sheriff Mina had to review it and everything. And he said, good to go.
Okay, why don't you show your badge real quick?
Yeah, I did bring it.
Now, you did take an oath.
To what? Not share it? Not show it?
No. I'm
Oh,
just saying you took an oath on behalf of the county to be a responsible
yes.
citizen that protects the
Yes.
protectors.
So I did get a badge and like a key card, but I was there getting my photos taken and I posted that on Facebook that I was getting my photos taken. A lot of people were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, don't even ask. It's okay." But let's talk about one of the coolest projects to date in one of the ways that really makes sense for Foundation and Family to be part of this and how we get to participate in giving back to the sheriff's organization, to fallen sheriff's family members, to anybody that's related to that. And let's talk about our hero home that we are currently building. And let's talk about what that looks like in build time because it's incredibly impressive what you guys have been able to do.
Yeah, Hero Home 3. We've had two previous to this. Um, we went in, we took it a key location. City of Castleberry helped us out with permitting uh,
On a lake,
on a lake.
On a lake,
beautiful
yeah.
property.
It's such a
Lake
sweet property.
Lake Griffin.
Yep.
A nice infill neighborhood, and we got the subcontractors together. We pulled together, took a look at the plans, and we, knock on wood, is about 100% participation with all the vendors to donate all the material and labor to build this home, sell it, and be able to put the funds into the charity.
So this might raise some concerns or questions or ruffle some tail feathers, but how long has it been since start to finish with this project?
Um, well, the home
The
was
home,
the home. So the home,
not the planning that goes into it.
not to
Just
the planning. So the home, is 4-bedroom, 3-car garage.
beautiful, by the way.
Beautiful home, a little over 2,400 square feet of living, and the time we poured the slab to the time we started up the power on the home, we're right around 61 days.
Which is insane in Florida building with weather and permits and everything else. And one of the other things that is delaying the process slightly is that you guys were able to work with some contractors that we can talk about here in a second to provide a pool in this home.
Correct. So as we were going through the planning, we had Bob's Pools and All Seasons Pools step up, and they wanted to come in, and we were looking at doing with Alliance Pavers, a nice backyard, looking to do a fire pit, some
Yeah,
outdoor living on the
Yeah.
lake,
right.
and Eric Windorf being one of our board members said, "Oh, hey."
That's Bob's Pools, by the way. I want to give them major kudos and props. Bob's
And the
Pool.
fact that they did the 2 hero homes before, Bob's
Yes.
Pools,
Yeah.
Bob's Pools.
Yeah.
And they gave away a pool at each one of the galas.
Yeah, they do. Which we'll
Um,
get to the gala in a minute. Let's stay on this house.
And, they came in and we started the permitting process on the pool halfway through. the time we were building the home. So the home is essentially 99% done except
Right.
the outside of it. Within the time of all seasons pools and Bob's pools coming together, they have formed it, prepped it, plumbed it, pulled it, put the gunite in. That's been 11 days. The pool should be completed in approximately 19 to 20 days.
Which
So getting the
is
home back on track.
unheard of, by the way,
I
but
was gonna say,
it's
why did it take our pantry? It took our pantry longer than it took these people
honey,
to
let's talk about how long it took our pool to build. It was like a year, year and a half. That's why our neighbors don't like us, but neither here nor there.
I mean,
Um,
Eric, job well done
yeah,
because, when you talk about all the contractors,
right,
you talk about everything from just the plans to get from the plans to the
right.
point where you're flipping on the switch to the house. All the peoples that are involved, all the different companies that have said yes to this, that have put manpower on this, all for the cost of the deputies and the
So,
officers.
one of the misconceptions I had before I joined the board is that I thought this hero home was to be donated to a hero. That's not the case. It is actually going to open market. It will be sold. I have the pleasure of listing it in MLS and advertising. I'm really excited about that. But walk me through what that looks like and how the money gets back to the organization because originally I was just under the impression it went to a hero, but instead it gets to go to multiple heroes because the money comes in the foundation.
Yeah, that's a great question. There are charities out there that build a home and donate the home to one family or
One family.
and, when we looked at that, the first responders, there are, insurances, there are things that, they're able to get, but like Obi alluded to is the timing of it. So, we are a stopgap, the foundation where if they need something immediately, or if there's something outside the realm, that the county can't help with,
Right.
there's a stopgap there. So if we donated the home, it goes to one family, which is great. But what we were looking at doing is taking funds and be able to spread it around and help many families in times of need.
Right.
So that was what the theory and the process of this. So we raised funds to be able to go in and help many first responders that in their time of need.
So after setting through my first board meeting, and if you're not comfortable saying this on camera, that's fine. So feel free to say no. Can we talk about some of the applications that were submitted? Maybe not
You can talk about it in
specific.
generics.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not specific, but like
Mhm.
it was so cool for me to watch, and I'll just be generic with this, an application come in for one amount for somebody that really needed it. And the board said, well, that's not enough. Let's do this amount. And it was quite a bit more.
75% more than what they
Yeah.
asked.
So I guess can we touch on that without being too specific to,
Yeah.
violate anybody's privacy?
Absolutely. Because I think people that not only that contributed to this home, you could go on the Orange County Sheriff's Foundation a website, and it lays out what we do with the funds. And because it's a nonprofit,
We'll include that link below, by the way.
we want to make sure that people have a clear understanding of how we work and full for total transparency. But yeah, we'll leave people's names. So I'll talk with a broad paintbrush. And like you said, is sometimes we know that it's not enough to do what they're looking for.
Well, this one in particular, without being specific, was a
Hmm.
severe medical issue.
Severe medical.
Severe, like severe. And they had a family and they weren't asking for much. And so, yeah, it's not a broken finger. It was a severe medical condition.
Severe medical condition, and the we're trying to alleviate and take the pressure off the family so they can focus on getting better.
Yeah.
So what we looked at as a board is okay, let's dissect this, and you were part of the vote. Take a look at what we thought the needs were. I can tell you the first responders are very humble. They very much put themselves out there to take care of everybody else. And what was astonishing to me is they're the last ones to ask for help.
Sure.
And
It
which
felt that way, by the way.
Well, it was actually somebody else who asked on behalf of
Right.
them. Right.
Actually, if we're being 100%, yeah,
Because our officers and deputies are so humble, I do think that this is why it feels so good to be able to do things like what we do behind the scenes with the funds that when you pay for a table at one of the galas, when you look at one of our hero homes.
But wait, even if you don't have money, what about just sharing the link to the hero home that it's for sale?
Oh,
You know?
everybody plays a part. Yeah, you
Right.
could just be a marketer for this and be such a
Um, yeah.
participator.
So there's lots of ways to participate in this, even without buying a table. That sounds big to some people, I think.
Sure,
So
sure, sure, sure.
even if this property hits the market, which it will very soon, and you see it in our podcast or you see it on our website or you see it anywhere, just sharing it and help bringing awareness to it, that's tremendous.
Well, that gives us the flexibility that Eric, if you want to continue on with this storyline, where there was an amount given, and everyone who's involved, we have such big, powerful thinkers and such huge hearts that everyone said that that's not enough. Let's think of the things that they're not looking at, future rents, future car payments,
Well,
future things that really bog us down as humans every day.
and this particular person was a parent. I think that's fine to say. And we are upon back to school. Like it's real. So again, this person did not ask for this. Someone asked for it on this person's behalf. And me as a mom, I was like, this person has kids. It's back to school, like shoes, food, like that it was a very nominal amount.
And it was very sweet to
Yeah.
be able to say, "We want to do
And
this."
we could. I take little responsibility on what's already been raised because I wasn't there for it, but we could because all of your efforts and your fruits that you have been pouring, both of you, into this for the last several years.
Yeah, our we look at what the money that we raise every year. We're looking not to keep that in a bank account. We push ourselves every year to raise funds and replenish. So we want to make sure that the first responders know that it's there, and we want to get it out responsibly. The other responsible thing is when we looked at that large grant that we gave and we voted on, we also did it in strategically so that we also are thinking of the people that have also contributed to the
Sure.
foundation.
Yes.
So what we try to do is if there is a medical bill,
Right.
we'll pay the medical bill
Right.
directly. So it's not that we're just cutting a large check
And
and
it
it
goes
goes to
anywhere.
wherever.
Yeah.
It's we identify and we can say to the people that have raised funds or helped us build a home or what have you that we paid for a mortgage for
This.
3 months.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
paid for medical
yeah,
bills. We paid directly. And to your point, we realized when you brought it up, being a mom also with that, that's why we love the board to be so diverse.
diverse,
Right.
yeah.
It's very important that you look at it through a different set of lenses. And it's
Right.
like, hey, they're going back to school.
Yeah.
How do we do this? And so a portion of it we did do in a gift card so that
Right.
you could have that, like you said,
Yeah.
to get those items that we wouldn't be able to pay directly to a Target
Sure.
or vice
Sure.
versa. So that was it was a very sad day, but good day. I'm glad we could be there to help.
Yeah.
Well, can we give some love to some of those vendors because
Yeah.
it takes a concrete person to
Well,
say yes.
and
It takes a
again,
plumber to say yes to this.
you built
Yeah.
Hmm.
a house, not a car, a house. So let's talk about some of the people that really participate in that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, because I never want to leave anybody out, everyone contributes, and if you look at some of the larger companies, Jason Drew's, Southeast Shell, Joe Strata, Strata Services, they've always been there. Joe sits, on the board,
Joe
and
Strata.
he, he took care of, the plumbing, the electrical, the HVAC, all the equipment, all the install, all of the light fixtures, and we know how expensive light fixtures are. Just
Yeah.
the, he took care of that, and he said, "I wanna do that." But, let's step back. He's on that 3 homes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, some of these vendors has participated, and we try to spread it around, and they get to the point where I'm like, "Hey, this other shell contractor wants to do it."
Right.
Like ODC did one, Tony Hartsgrove did one, and it's like, hey, how do I get? So they go in and we'll get to the gala, but they'll contribute in other ways. So they're continually always helping the community. Spraggins Floors, Mickey Blackton, the roofing companies, you go all the way down, but then you go to some of the bigger companies that have a lot of labor and you'd feel can absorb it, but I mean, it's still percentage of income. I mean, we all know that. And then you have, some of the people that are cleaner that is, you know, one guy in a truck and they're out there doing it. So it's across the entire labor pool of people that want to give
Yeah.
back, and they all have unique stories. It's funny listening to them, keeping it broad. One of the hero homes, I'll just leave it that so we can't even target it down. Um, there was a smaller vendor, and I met with them, and they came in and they said, "How come you didn't ask me?" And I said, "You're just getting your business going." I'm like, "Why don't you, really, yeah, look at that, and you're looking at building it." And he's, "I need to participate in this." And I said, "I won't, reveal you, but if I can I pass on the story at least?" And he said, "Absolutely." He said, "I'm proud of it." And I said, "Okay." He troubled youth, single, mom in the home, and he had some challenges growing up where he ended up going to Seminole County jail,
Huh. Oh,
and and while he was in jail, he got his GED,
oh,
Well,
and there was a pathway that we don't always look at, and I didn't even wasn't even aware of it, and, helped him do that, helped him recognize going down the wrong way, having a mentor that was a deputy that helped him find church,
oh, that's big.
yeah,
and then getting into now he's doesn't have any of those issues, he has a wife, he has 2 beautiful children,
that's
and
powerful.
he says it took jail to get me to find when I don't want to make it religious, but to find God to put this in the life, but it put him
Yeah.
with the right people.
Right,
So
And
it's
right, right.
amazing
now
how
he's giving back and participating in these hero homes.
right. And
I mean, it's
think of the
huge.
2
Beautiful story.
children are seeing their dad in a total different light.
Sure.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
They
family
may not
unit,
have been children if he continued down that path.
that's a great point.
You know, so
That's
that it's huge. It's life changing, and that is one of the beautiful things that we get the opportunity to participate in. So I think that's so huge. But I do want to touch base on because we are coming up to the gala, and I love a good gala, and our kids love going too. Let's talk about what the gala's for, what we raise money for, and how you can participate in some of those options.
the gala as well as I do.
Yeah. So the gala is it will raise funds just the same way as the Hero Home will raise funds. However, the gala is just a different feel. It's a different type of event. The house is special. The gala is something that everybody can come and be a part of the
Right.
party. But the two, we desperately need the two. And the gala is an opportunity for the kids to get dressed up.
Yeah.
I don't think in the past, I don't think we've ever thought of those things the way that I'm thinking about them now because we've got young teens and when they get a chance to dress up and it's for a
They
good
like it.
cause, they love it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think if you're going to donate to anything, whether it's this event or whether it's something else, it is fun to go and have a night and enjoy and hear some of the stories because it's very impactful when you see some of these officers that have fallen or their family members more so because if they've fallen, they're not here. And then you hear how the foundation wrapped around them in that time of need over and above what the organization themselves could have done. Um, it, it's a tearjerker.
Yeah, I would say that, you know we've had galas, for years, so you can purchase a table or a chair, and, we have some
We'll include that link below too.
it's
we had
a
some
good time.
really, incredible public speakers. We had Oliver North speak. We've had, people
Entertainers.
Yeah.
entertainers,
Sure.
Yeah.
people from the governor's office. We've had some, and you can look at it on the website
Right.
of the people that participated. But to go back to Erica, what you said, one of the first ones that I went to, over probably 1,000 people that attended the gala, and they she got up and in front of all these people, which was incredible to me. Such a young lady, beautiful young lady, and she 13 years old, 12 years old, and wanted to tell people about her dad
Mm,
that didn't come home.
yeah.
So it was, like you said, it's a tearjerker, and you think about after she spoke that the little sister didn't get to know dad, and dad and her always had a thing where she waved by, he hit his lights and drove off to work, and that and dad didn't come home, and you can only do so much, and it's a terrible thing. But the next day, you think about her, but mom had to get the kids up to go to school
Yeah.
or plan a funeral
Yeah.
or
And carry on, yeah.
Well,
carry on,
and I think it's important to say that when those things happen, we don't think that we are the fixer. It's just something to
help.
help appease the current situation. So by no way do we think that, oh, this makes everything better.
Yeah, I mean, Obi was at one of the hero homes that we did, met one of the deputies again, I think it was an eye opener to you, was very excited about the hero home, and he lost his child. Uh,
Oh yeah.
remember interviewing
Mhm.
him, and again, it's they have the same lives as us, but they go out there every day and they do the best they can to protect the community.
Yeah. Well, I think we've kind of covered everything. Is there anything that you want to add about the Sheriff's Foundation or the Hero Home or the Blue Line Gala?
No, just to add, we've also at Orange County started a fishing tournament
Oh yeah.
that Bob's pools, all season pools, are starting off. Is going to be out in New Smyrna. We'll put the link to that, and you can purchase a boat. Companies can purchase it, and that will build and grow to be a competition that we're looking at doing year over year.
Not
Nice.
the boat itself. You just purchase the vessel for that day for the
Well,
thing.
you can buy your own boat too.
Yes, 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 you
Donate
can.
it back.
That was part of the meeting, I forgot, because you can captain your own boat, you can
Hmm.
participate on a boat that's already captained. It was like a menu of options, I thought, that really could fit anybody that really likes that fishing.
Yeah, if you have a sport fishing boat and you wanted to donate the boat and yourself,
Yes.
you have a captain's license, you can be vetted by the director, Kelly Haynes, and you can say, hey, you can use my boat and sell tickets. You can
Yeah.
also
That's
buy
cool.
tickets on a boat. So I'm sure there'll be a link to explain exactly how that operates and works. But we're looking to grow that and really, besides just the hero home, the gala now something that's we want to bring this up to maybe four opportunities and four different type of functions
Yeah.
that can help spur in funds to offset these charities.
I
Yes.
think that is excellent. Well,
Brilliant.
Eric, it's been such an honor to have you on Foundation and Family, and we will include his personal cell phone number right below. No, we'll include some contact information for all of the different events. If you're interested in plugging in, or if you're interested in buying a home with Maronda Homes, we'll include their contact information. And until next time, I
Yeah.
think we're good.
I had some closing
Oh,
remarks.
sorry, he's got closing
I had
remarks.
some closing
Okay.
remarks
Well,
just
before you close, I wanted to thank you both for joining the board and helping me and helping us take the vision to the next level. And you've both been such a big part, of my family's life. Thank you once again for your friendship and your help in this.
Oh,
That's
man.
very, very important to me. And then really taking this to the next level with the fundraising that I saw you do with the charity you were
Yeah,
involved with
yeah.
before.
I can't
I
wait.
I know
She's
we're
got
going
the
to go to
gift.
a different level on that.
I can't
So,
wait.
I want to thank you both for participating and helping me push this along.
Yeah, I
Thank you,
love it.
thank you. All I wanted to end with was because we've seen what this can do is to push the viewer who's watching right now. If you're in a county that does not have a foundation for their sheriff department,
Yeah.
for their police department, you can start one of these. You can start one of these and you can start helping out. And I know that everything that we talked about, it sounds really big and it sounds like there's a lot going on. And that's with time. But you can start one of these and help your local officers and deputies out. And I think that that's the biggest thing that I would want to see is for more officers and deputies to know that this is happening for them
Yeah.
behind the scenes while they're putting their lives on the
Well,
line for us.
and to your point that it feels so big, but we even had this conversation at dinner last night, like, how do you eat an elephant?
A bite at a time.
So, just one bite at a time.
Erica, when you saw this, when you were presented this by the, our uh, sheriff, uh, John Mina, you could see, I'm trying to formulate the police officers, Abby, his assistants in the room, they've dedicated their lives to, be a deputy sheriff or a sheriff. And, hopefully you feel when they presented this to you and they swore you in, it's very, very serious.
Yeah.
And, you're part of a brotherhood, sisterhood, and you can see they don't give these out to welcome you in unless it's something monumental that you're doing and giving back, and they
Yeah.
understand it.
It was
So
pretty cool.
hopefully you both felt that way when the sheriff had you raise his hand, like, back in the olden days when there was a posse, raise your right hand,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
put it
was
right
cool.
here,
We did
and
that.
you're getting sworn in.
Yeah,
So
it was really cool. It's an exciting, organization to be part of, and it's really cool to think of what we can do in the future.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for hosting this.
Yeah. Well, until next time, thanks for joining us. Bye.